Joining me now is Missouri Senator Josh Hawley of the Judiciary Committee. Senator, thanks for being with us tonight. Now, the left tried to wish away the issue of CRT in our schools in Virginia. And it seems to be the same case here. They're kind of wishing this away, like, oh, this is all exaggerated. This isn't really a problem. It's all, on the up and up. But doesn't it seem like they're kind of defending the indefensible, but they won't turn back?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, this is now the official line from the White House and the Senate Democrats that child pornography and child exploitation is apparently all just a conspiracy theory. It's just in people's heads. It's just in the heads of conservatives. It's absolutely outrageously false. And you're exactly right, Laura. These are the same people who said that if you have concern about what your children are being taught, you're a domestic terrorist. So I don't think that sat very well with voters this last November based on the election returns. And I would just say that voters this November are going to have a similar choice. Do you want a party that is soft on crime and a president who nominates Supreme Court justices who give child pornographers and child exploiters a slap on the wrist? Or do you want to get serious about it and protect your children? That's going to be the choice.
Yeah, this is why we're giving parents an opportunity to share their stories about what they're seeing in their schools. Even if they're afraid to say it at a school board meeting, they're going to be able to tell us, and that's why we set up, our big pool of information that we launched tonight. Now, to your point, Senator, this disturbing exchange between Congressman Lauren Boebert and HHS Secretary Becerra today. Watch.
Do you believe that a child is capable of making life-altering decisions to maim themselves?
So let me just say to you that I don't agree with your premise. But what I will say to you is children know much about themselves. I believe in supporting and protecting transgender youth, and I would really urge that politicians like you stay out of their business.
Now, Senator, this is supporting child abuse. So will you call for his immediate removal just for that line?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this idea that parents should be told by bureaucrats how to raise their children, that parents should be told that the government knows best and can dictate to them what is best for their children. I mean, this is really a decision that parents need to make. Parents know what's best for their children, not these government bureaucrats. And to hear these people who are pushing this agenda say to parents, you ought to step back, you ought to stay out of it, you ought to be quiet, I just think it's crazy.
Yeah, as a mother, I'm watching this entire debate unfold, and I keep saying to myself, is this really America? Is this really where we are in the country, where it's debate about whether a 5-year-old should be taught the intricacies of gender identity? And by the way, to this point that you were alluding to earlier, everyone has to hear this exchange. This was Dick Durbin responding yesterday to your legislation that would for child porn offenders. Watch.
I have to ask myself, why now? Why does the junior senator from Missouri bring this bill to the floor of the United States Senate today? These guidelines that you promulgated don't reflect the reality of today. We now live in a world of internet and access to not just tens and hundreds, but thousands of images, if that is your decision.
Doesn't that make it actually more pressing that this legislation actually be taken up and voted on? I mean, that it's more accessible now, so kids can get exploited more easily, more frequently because of the internet. And Durbin's like, well, that just changed now. Things are different.
First of all, only soft on crime liberals have to ask about why you would need to protect children now. I mean, no parent in America asks that. They know why. It's because child exploitation is rampant. It's because child pornography is rampant. It's because our children are more vulnerable than ever before. You should never have to ask why, but the reason is we have a crisis on our hands. And by the way, the Judge Jackson hearings for the Supreme Court have only made clear just how significant the problem of child exploitation and child pornography really is. So yeah, Congress should act. They should have acted a long time ago, but they should act now. And this is the time to get tough on child pornographers. This is the time to get tough on those who abuse children. And that's why I say the choice is going to be clear in November. People can either have a party that is soft on crime and soft on people who exploit child offenders, who are child offenders, exploit children, or you can choose somebody in the Republicans, I hope, who say, listen, we'll protect your children.
Senator Hawley, thank you for leading on this issue. We're going to have an important follow-on to this story tomorrow night. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you.